Isang magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Ito po ang December 2, 2021 edition ng The Stock Market Today. At 23 days na lang, Pasko na. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Benji Chidoro. Ako po ay isang retired bank officer na nagsimulang mag-invest sa Philippine stock market noong 2007, and I do this report every day, which I started August of last year. I also report the latest news on your favorite and most active stocks. If you like the content, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. If you have stocks in mind that you want reviewed, please comment on the comment box and I will prioritize. Ang ating financial news ay tungkol sa nangyayari kahapon sa Philippine stock market at meron po tayong special report tungkol sa Solar Power Nueva Ecija Corp. Kasama po ang ating financial headlines at ang resulta ng trading sa ating PSE ngayong araw, December 2, 2021, dito lamang sa The Stock Market Today. Okay, so let's take a look at our financial headlines, and as usual, this is courtesy of BDO Securities. In the economic news, November PMI jumps to 8-month high. PMI means Philippine Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index. Then government debt swells to nearly 12 trillion. Medyo malaki na ito, no? I think this is because of domestic borrowing, ano? And the Senate approves 5.2 trillion 2022 budget on final reading. And then in our sectoral news, MEG to develop 5 billion shop house and hotel district in Paragua Coast Town. So we'll take a look at MEG later. And then DMC allocates 110 million to decommission Palawan nickel mine. And then Citi to pick up UPB as preferred bidder for Philippines. So as you know, Citibank is selling its retail segment in the Philippines, and I think this is a regional decision to stick to loans, and other than retail. So yan po yung credit cards at yung savings and checking client. Yan po yung composition ng retail. So that's our sectoral news, but our main news is found in Business World. The Philippine Stock Exchange Index plunges to 6,900 level on Omicron worries. Yesterday, I was speculating that this was because of the Omicron variant of the COVID-19. The main index plunged on Wednesday on worries over the effectivity of vaccines against the new coronavirus disease 2019 or COVID-19 variant and the government's pandemic response. The benchmark Philippine Stock Index fell 253.82 points or 3.52% on Wednesday to close at 6,947.06, while the broader all-share index dropped 103.75 points or 2.7% to 3,734.38. The PSEI declined amid lingering concerns over the Omicron coronavirus variant, especially as much as yet to be known about it, and if the existing vaccines and pills are still effective about it, thereby a source of uncertainty for the market, says RCBC Chief Economist Michael L. Ricafort in a Viber message. Moderna Inc. Chief Executive Stephanie Bancel on Tuesday said the current vaccines may not be effective against Omicron, the new COVID-19 variant, Reuters reported. Adding to the concerns is Bloomberg COVID Resilience Index, in which the Philippines remained at the bottom. Philstocks Financial Inc. Senior Research and Engagement Supervisor Japet Luis O. Tantiangco said in a Viber message. The Philippines remained to be the worst place to be during the pandemic for the third straight month in the latest Bloomberg COVID-19 Resilience Ranking released on Tuesday, followed by neighbors Indonesia, Vietnam, and Malaysia. On top of this, investors also reacted to U.S. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell's latest remarks for the Senate's Banking Committee, wherein he said the central bank would speed up its tapering process to end sooner than previously telegraphed in the face of rising inflationary pressures. Regina Capital Development Corp head of sales Luis A. Limlingan said in a Viber message. High inflation, stalled workforce growth, and strong economy is expected to last until mid-2022 as central bankers will discuss in December whether to end their bond purchases earlier than anticipated, Reuters reported. So the sectoral indices are all down, and there was a decrease in the value turnover, and there were more decliners than advancers. There was net foreign selling, recording a 1.25 billion net outflows. So, ang sabi nitong analyst, si Mr. Ricafort, next support will be at the 67.30 to 68. So, more or less, it's at the 6,700 to 6,800 level. Okay, so that's our news for the day. And let's take a look at our subscribers' commentaries. Ang sabi ni Junjun Sebastian, please review URC and DNL, thanks. Okay, so we'll include that. George Kwang, sabi niya, sir, what are your thoughts about Solar Philippines NEC IPO? Thanks in advance, more power to your channel. Alam mo George, meron akong special segment noong November 26, ano? And perhaps you'll take a look at that. But just the same, I will be featuring again Solar Philippines Nueva Ecija Corporation and what I think about it. Ano? Just to summarize, kung titignan po natin, I had a slide which I prepared before at nakikita niyo po ito. Yan po yung aking slide. Actually, offer period na po siya. No? Ang IPO price is 1 peso per share. The offer period is now ongoing from today up to December 7. Ano? The listing date is on December 17. And the proceeds will be for the following. Ano? They will be using it to complete their 50 megawatt solar project. And they will also acquire land to develop the largest solar farm in Southeast Asia based on the Manila Bulletin dated November 25. Pero may additional info po tayo dito. Kung makikita po natin, again, the Manila Bulletin po ito. This is dated November 25 also, no? Ito, ang sabi niya dito, SPNEC or Solar Power Nueva Ecija Corporation to attract investors and partners with vast land holdings. So the idea is to acquire land or lease the land in order to build solar panels, ano, that will generate electricity. And this is the very young CEO and President. Yan po si Leandro Leviste. He's very young. He's just 28 years old and very promising po. Leviste said they have over 70% of solar energy service contract capacity in the Philippines as they have been developing sites since 2016. So siya po yung nag-isip nito, I would suppose, ano? At yan po yung kanyang vision. So, what do I think of this company? Kung titingnan po natin ang company, no? Titingnan po natin yung kanyang website. Ito po ang kanyang website. Sa akin po, there are three things which I see in this company. First, it's a young and promising company. And it is a company which shows a vision for the future for solar energy and for sustainable energy. Pangalawa, yung concept niya of acquiring land to build solar panels to produce energy of the sun, which is a sustainable source of power, is a new and revolutionary concept. I think wala pa pong gumagawa nito. Sila pa lang ang pinakauna nito, yung sa concept na ito. At pangatlo, ay kung titingnan po natin, reputable po yung kanilang leadership. Ito po yung kanilang board of directors led by Leandro Leviste, who is just 28 years old. He is the chairman and CEO. Then we have Carlitos Cruz. He is the vice chairman and the lead independent director. Pero ito, 60 years old, Mas matanda ako ng konti dito. As former managing partner of SGB. Si Gino Antonio Cruz is a 34-year-old director. Benjamin Espiritu is 67. And Carlos Gatmaitan is 54. So, mga approaching seniors na rin yung iba dito. Ito, bata ito. Hazel Iris Lafuente is just 33 years old. Si Aresti M. Lapitan is just 35 years old. In other words, it's a mix of middle-aged to very young leaders, which I see that this is a nice mix. Hindi lang puro bata. Merong wisdom of the middle to the senior to the seniors, Tingnan natin yung senior management. Siya yung president and CEO. Ito rin, si Hazel, I think the young people comprises the senior management. And in the board, they have the seniors which would provide wisdom. So, yun po ang aking 2 cents worth. Mind you, I am not a financial advisor. I am just a retired bank officer who knows a little about the stock market, which I try to share with you. And most of the information that I share with you are public information. Makikita niyo po yan sa mga websites, news items, business pages. Lahat po na aking ini-impart ay public information. But I am not a financial advisor. Now, that is just my 2 cents worth on solar power Nueva Ecija Corporation. So I'm sorry, hindi ko pala na, yan. So yan po yung, so mga young people po sila. And yung board of directors, yan po. Si Gino Antonio Cruz, Benjamin Espiritu, mga known po in the business community sila. So those are just my 2 cents worth on Solar Power Philippines. And if you would like to subscribe, just go to PSE and subscribe. I think the limit is 100,000 and malapit na po, Hanggang December 7 na lang po ang pag-subscribe dito. And it is just but fitting that maganda po yung concept and idea of developing solar power. Itong company na ito, maganda po yung kanyang vision, in other words. So that's my 2 cents worth. I hope, George, that I have answered your question. Okay, so let's now go to the Philippine Stock Exchange and the Philippine Stock Exchange Index on how it performed today. Okay, the Philippine Stock Index rebounded 85.48 points up, or 1.23%, to finish at 7032.54. So it's just holding within the EMA 100 level, and there was it went as high as 7065. So the 7,000 level is indeed the support level, and our EMA 100 is close to that support level. So the support level is actually the 7,000 level. And then on the market summary, 111 companies advanced, 78 declined, while 50 remained unchanged. The all-share index also moved up 1.02%, while all the sectoral indices are up, and this was led by mining at 2.31%, followed by the holding companies at 2.02%. So on the most active stocks, we will be reviewing the following. So that's URC, DNL, MEG, DMC, AEV, and UPB or Union Bank of the Philippines. So tingnan natin, meron tayong news dyan, ano? So now let's start with URC. Okay, URC rebounded from yesterday's red candlestick, and the closing price is higher by 1.4%. So it's at 130.30, and the support level is very near this item. 128.50 po yung support niya, while the resistance ay maaari po nating ilagay dito sa level na ito, nasa 136.60. When I talk of support and resistance, these are not exact points, but these are areas. Pero kung tutunghayan po natin ang fundamentals ni URC based on video securities study, Universal Robina has a target price of 160 pesos or a 24.5% upside. So maganda po ang upside niyan, lalo na po kung nagdi-dip ang market. So I think the market now is doing some bargain hunting, kaya po siya tumaas. Kasi mababa na po yung stocks natin, no? Presyo ng stocks. And then after URC, DNL naman. Okay, DNL rebounded, and our MA50 is acting as support with resistance here at this level, 9.19. Yung kanyang RSI is just barely above the midpoint at 52.35, no? So it gained 20 centavos or 2.35%, and for the past 3 days it has been moving sideways. So again, yung fundamentals po, when it comes to the fundamentals, DNL Industries, ang target price po niya is 10 pesos, or based on yesterday's prices, the upside is 16 to 17 or 17 to 18%. After DNL, tignan mo natin si MEG. MEG has some good projects. Uy, reverse hammer siya. But this is an encouraging candlestick since it is a green one, and this is probably and hopefully this is the bottom with a bit of above average volume, although I can't really tell, it's not that significant. So ang ating support level po ay nandito po sa area to. Nasa 290 ang kanyang support level, while the resistance is here at this level at 3.37 to 3.40. So nasa 3 pesos na po siya, and kung nakabili kayo ngayon ay maganda po yung candlestick na ito, although it's a reverse hammer. Very encouraging po yung kanyang candlestick because it appears to be the end of a downswing, kasi it has been moving down in the past 1, 2, 3 in the past 4 days, and our candlesticks are bearish since our indicators are above the candlestick. Yun po ang aking take, RSI is bearish at 34, but again, the candlestick looks promising. And then after MEG, DMC. Okay, DMC just moved a bit, sideways. Matatag po siya. Nagkaroon po siya ng engulfing green candlestick here with volume and appears to be consolidating. It was barely affected by the downswing yesterday, and now there is another green candlestick, and it appears to be moving sideways the past 2 days. So, if the candlestick is just piercing through, sideways po ang movement po niyan. But in the long term, the stock appears to be moving higher. Kasi po yung long-term indicator po natin ay slightly upwards po ang kanyang trajectory. So, if we will be drawing, for instance, a Darvas box, yan po, dyan po siya naglalaro. Dito po sa area to. Yan. So, yung upper portion po would be our resistance at 8.21. Support is at 7.35. And RSI is just at the midpoint at 51.22. Then, we have AEV. Okay, AEV had a recovery today from two successive red candlesticks, and it appears that the EMA 50, the support level, is holding. No, so nagkaroon siya ng rebound or bounce today with the stock ending at 50.30 or 1 peso 80 centavos higher than the closing price yesterday. And again, it has been moving sideways yan po, no? From October 21 to December 3, sideways po ang kanyang movement. The higher boundary would be our resistance at 52.27, while our support will be at 48.22. Now, based on our indicators, the long and medium term appears to be piercing the candlestick, although the short term appears to have crossed the candlestick, but this is just on the short term. The medium and the long term appears to be moving upwards still. And then finally, we have UPB. Ito po yung napabalitang front runner, no? Or UBP, Union Bank of the Philippines. Ito po yung front runner ng assets, ng retail business ng city. So it had a breakout of sorts. Although what I see is a green candlestick, but there is volume, and I wouldn't say this is a breakout, just an engulfing candlestick. And this appears to be a continuation of the sideways movement, but the green candlestick is encouraging since there is volume here. Whenever there is volume, mukhang encouraging yung stock. Meron siyang stock dividend na 25% with an ex-date of December 3. Bukas na po yun. So kung nakabili po kayo ngayon ng UPB, kasali pa po kayo sa stock div. Pero kung nakabili po kayo or bibili po kayo tomorrow, hindi na po kayo kasama. So technically, since the market is already closed for December 2, wala na po. Hindi na po kayo pwedeng mapasama kung hindi pa kayo nakakabili. So that's my take, for the stock div. Now, nagko-consolidate lang po siya, and promising po si UPB dahil under the candlesticks po yung ating mga indicators. At yung earnings po niya, meron po siyang net income, although this is 43.13% lower than the previous quarter or the previous 3 months quarter of last year. I suppose po, yun po siguro ang ibig sabihin niya. UPB would have a resistance here at 111, and support ay mailalagay po natin dito sa area nito. Diyan po, nasa 99.22, or we take EMA 20 as support, yan po ay 100. So, support and resistance po, areas po yan, hindi po yan exact points. Okay? So, yan po ang ating report ngayong araw sa Philippine stock market. Ika-2 ng Disyembre 2021. Ito po si Benji Chidoro nagpapaalala, mag-ingat sa COVID, mag-ingat sa scam, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Maraming salamat sa inyong pag-subscribe, sa inyong pagtangkilik, sa inyong pag-view. Hanggang sa muli. Stay safe. God bless. Bye for now.